Behind those colorful painted walls, that's where pain breathed. Tears shed where the heart gave in, the bread leave, the pain grieved the joy of my spirit when it leave the body that once felt it. Tears mourned, books noted that I once lived. With much ink left not used, the words still needed a touch of my fingerprint. Poetry is the most high given dream, any hated wishes through my writing I left your hand. On what the Lord of Lords I blink. So when you're done reading the past at the back of my hand, click and share the link of what I taught the ink to hide the meaning of words on a spell. Like a spine, I am the reason the audience feelings moved. I transformed to inform the norm. Prayed as my daily chores, received update through the inspiration on every piece I ever wrote. I read psalms on my palms, saw revelation on the left, open door we all adore in the slums. Of a man who forgave killers and comforted victims with a hand that had blood from the killer's hand when they joined in a chain prayer. Behind time, I left you a rhyme for you to hum when the words sing a different tune. Beating the four walls, healing is the least expected grievance. And a stain of blood, right at the corner where a girl lost her virginity from a fake priest who offered more than Bible studies. In God I believe and trust, in case they twist all my poems. Like a tree that bear different fruit, I brought healing, spiritual proven before science. I am the awakened dream with the soulful African hymn. Just because I don't follow a constitution, that doesn't make me a sinner. I know every soul deceived, so if you wanna know who's the fool ruled, a mirror will be a best place for you to start session. Cause when you practice textbook judgment, the real judge watched. On his face he wasn't that pleased. So surely when this fiction storyline ends, you'll find me next to a chair of King of Kings, reciting judgment poems, the songs of Solomon in the background, King David and sons, finger snapping snaps that remind God of when he first wrote Genesis, not the one compared to the one Rome owned. I am a puppet moved by guitar strings, depending on the hand that hold the notes, drive my mood. Last time I recited, devil called me rude, knowing I am the product you'll never own. So I made him to listen to my poems and songs just to prove he was the best singer then. Recited until God said, son, I am your friend. Dancing to the silent beat, moved sideways like a tree blown by the stable wind. Like hip-hop, I traveled underground when you thought I stood still. I am a seed from a tree of life, sketched by a free hand I blend in night, cause there is a relation between me and the stars. Art is a chain that joins reality and life. There is a thin line between a poet and an addict. We both crave for it though blind, so I paved my way with ideas for my inspiration to run. Calculating the speed of the dark, blank pages would only reflect on how bright your future is after I painted light. It's funny how we take some of the things light. A few drops of blood can add a name on your life, with no doctors who can reverse once the womb get a chance to take charge. That's the storyline, between bloodline, underline. For flesh on flesh converted me back to ash sinking flesh. More prayers and song that conveyed a theme, clean and still. No need for appeal, for the cold I no longer feel. Silent spoke on my behalf, and those who said they knew me didn't know the half. They prepared speeches like police dressed to kill, while I was carrying the soul that made me on my chest. Expensive flowers that you never got a chance to know. I'm allergic to the smell. You were crying for a waste with a hole inside. The royal blood that only start with my genes. For the day that pours the rain, grow a new breed of new trees. So please, just leave the wind to the trees, for it to green its leaves. Then you will know I rested in peace, son of a priest.